of work, the element of batik work that you're very well known for, and how this space at the museum, if you are accommodated on a permanent basis, will affect or make your work better in a sense?
First of all, I would say that the space we have at the National Museum, this will make a very positive impact on my work. Because in most cases, I've been having workshops, I've shared some studios, but as we talk of space, when you have an open space, especially like the museum, what you see is different from what you see when you're having a space which is small.
Yeah.
Because I would say, I would add something what Kanav said. You can work on a piece, but when it is displayed in the right space, for you to look at it, you see it is something different. Even at times I ask, did I do this?
Do the consumers understand this, or would one who loves art just go view the work and then say, oh, okay, that's Martin Otieno work, we know him, and move on by? Do consumers appreciate that space is significant? Do they understand that the museum space is different from an exhibition hall somewhere else?
Of course, they see the difference.
Yeah.
Because I would say that for example, on my work like batik, some of the clients or some of the people who come see this work, this is people who are coming where batik was originated. But when they look at my batiks, they look around and then sometimes they ask, is this a batik? And then they're being told, yes, it is a batik, seeing what is there. And for the locals also, they see, because the kind of the work I used to do about like 10 years ago or 15 years ago is not what they see.
Okay,
what I'm doing now,
Martin, now let me talk to Tabitha a bit for 1 second.
Okay.
As we talk about that issue of critiquing, because this was brought up as we were discussing, to criticize your work in an open space, Tabitha. Let's talk about what happens then, as I am looking at your work in a perspective or point of view from a viewer, different from you as an artist. What then does this do to the work?
Okay. Okay, when you look at artworks, mostly the artist is not even there. Now, what most people would do is to make a note or to talk about it elsewhere. And sometimes you'd hear, as artists, when you go for exhibition, it's very possible that you meet somebody and they say, are you Tabitha? I saw you are painting, So it's very possible then that you come to realize that your work has been appreciated, or somebody has criticized it, or there is a need for your improvement. For example, I remember I had an exhibition at French Cultural Center years back, and my paintings, I developed a technique slowly by slowly, and one time I thought, let me put a test, let me put it in the exhibition. And it was very funny. I was at the French Cultural Center, and there are students who do French there. And I found this lady looking at my art. It was in a frame. You remember the French Cultural Center frames? And she was saying, she was making her hair, She was looking herself at the mirror. She didn't need to tell me anything. Automatically there, I've been criticized. She can see herself. She can see herself, but she cannot see the artworks. There I realized there is something. So,
She was more beautiful than the one.
No, it was not the art. It meant that the art that is inside is dark. It's dark. So she could see herself. So then I realized, this technique, I needed to work on it.
Yeah.
So slowly I started making the browns a bit lighter, because I don't want people to be seeing.
You do a lot of pastels, don't you?
Yeah.
I don't do pastels. I have my own technique.
Okay.
This technique is not pastel.
Okay.
So you can imagine that painting when it's dark, so you can only look at yourself through the mirror. So I said, no more looking at yourself on the mirror. On my work, I have to work on it. So that was a critique on that, though she did not tell me. No, she did not even know what art is all about anyway. So then you also, like I have a painting at Safaricom, the headquarter, a huge painting. And I always hear people when they go to Safaricom, you know, somebody happened to meet me and say, wow, Tabitha, I saw your painting, I love that one. And then I feel, I think I should go to Safaricom and reclaim that painting.
Why?
because somebody says, it's good, but I've not seen it for years. You know, you miss it.
Yeah, okay.
You know, you can
but
just
once
walk
you sell
in.
a painting, don't you forget?
No.
Once
How
you
do you
sell a
forget
piece
your
of work,
baby?
No. If I commission you to do something for me and I tell you I'm looking for an abstract type ballerina type dancer, you'll do it for me. You'll give it to me and move on to the next project.
No, it doesn't work that
Let
way.
me tell you, I had an exhibition in Milan last year, and there are those paintings that have been there for about 15 years in Italy. I've not seen them for years. So then they invite me and my daughter to go and see this exhibition. And then I walked into the exhibition hall. I looked at the artworks and I broke down. I fell down.
Because
It
came
came
back,
spirit of my art. It has treasured for years. I could not, it was like I was mourning. Practically I had to be held.
how long does it take you to do a piece of work for your spirit to be engulfed in?
To part with a painting, for me personally, is very difficult.
Okay, so now this brings up other issues there. So when I'm buying a piece of work, I'm buying the spirit of the artist as well.
Actually, if I may comment a little about that.
Yes.
I will give you an example of a work I did I think that was 1970, while I was in Kampala, at the university. A professor there bought my sculpture. It was an abstract painting I did. And later on, we met. He said he has that picture in the US, where he moved afterwards. And he showed me the pictures of that. Then I said, surely this was my work when I was still coming up. And when I looked at it, up to now, I don't actually believe how I did it. It's a very simple piece. But I think the professor saw in my reactions a longing that I must have this work back. He himself brought the work from US to Nairobi and called me to a hotel where I was staying and said, I want
You to have it.
present you with something. I didn't know what it was. Opened the paper, did the wrappings, and eventually here was this picture. Honestly, I couldn't hold my tears back. The tears of joy. Looking at that work for the first time after so many years of absence.
Yeah. But okay.
Now, what that means is that the work of an artist really is not based so much on what is on the canvas alone or on that stone.
On the stone.
There is a lot more that goes into it. What really makes that work itself is like the one part of the person who's producing the work
Is
in that one.
in the
So
work.
you are not buying the work alone. You are buying the person with it.
Yeah.
Another example, a quick one. There was a sculpture I did. I called it the Ibis, and the Ibis has been in several exhibitions, which is not really normal, but people demand it, so they come and take it and put it in exhibitions. It has won many awards. Then I said, this piece has been with me for almost 30 years. I had to give it up. And it was on show. Someone said, yes, it is very beautiful. We want to buy it. Eventually, when they were almost ready to pay, something told me I'm going to miss this thing because it was going to go out of the country. I looked for a reason. I said it cannot be sold.
It happens.
A Kenyan here in Kenya came and saw the piece with a member of the family, and they actually fell in love with it. At that point, I said, if it is going to remain in the country, then I give you that piece to this
This
person.
attachment is not
It
good.
is so
This
no,
attachment is not good. I'm going to come and talk to Martin
It is
in a
a
bit.
baby. It's a baby-mother relationship. It's a baby-mother relationship. What can you do about
Let's
it?
take a call and we'll come to you, Martin, and talk about that attachment and how artists are progressing on that. Hello?
Hello. Hello.
Good morning.
Morning. Hi, Misiko.
Hi, how are you?
This is Willis from Kisumu.
Yes, Willis.
Karibu back to the program.
Thank you, Willis. How are you?
Yeah. Okay. Hello.
Yes, go on. Question or comment?
I wanted to comment about the topic you're discussing.
Yes.
I wanted to talk to the veterans, Kina Martin,
Yes, go ahead.
and ask them not to forget us in case whatever they're discussing materializes, because some of us, like the ones here who are fine, may be forgotten.
Forgotten in what sense, Willis?
You see, we are artists from Kisumu. Martin knows Willis Otieno, the eggshell fella from Kisumu, the
Yes,
Takataka
yes.
treasure fella. So I'm asking that in case the exhibition spaces are provided for, then they also remember those of us who are like from Kisumu and other.
Okay, okay. All right, that's a very good point. Yeah.
I could answer him.
Okay, thanks, Willis. We appreciate your comment. Yes, Martin.
First of all, let me just answer Willis that as we are sitting here, three of us,